OP's mother-in-law tried to breastfeed her baby while she watched the baby cam. Is OP wrong for refusing to make his daughter's birthday about his stepdaughter? Or how's about when OP finds out that giving your wife a performance review is a terrible idea? Hey everyone, welcome to Am I the Asshole, where we dive into stories of people who want others to judge them instead. Hey, if you got your own stories to tell, send me an email. I'd love to read it over. And on that note, let the judgment begin. Imagine checking your baby monitor only to see your mother-in-law trying to breastfeed your child. So OP and her husband both work full-time jobs, so her mother-in-law watches their 2-month-old for free. Now OP's baby is breastfed. She pumps milk for the mother-in-law to feed him during the day, and on the evenings and weekends she nurses her herself. It's a special bonding experience for them. So yesterday, while OP was at work, mother-in-law texted saying that the baby was crying a lot and that she was thinking about just holding him for his nap. So wanting to check in, OP decides to open the baby monitor app to make sure that he's okay. And what she saw made her stomach drop. The mother-in-law was holding the baby, but her shirt was up, and this poor baby was lashed onto her saggy breast. OP was frozen, shocked, and horrified. She called the mother-in-law immediately. No answer. OP had to sit there watching in disbelief like the mother-in-law kept trying to breastfeed her baby, but she doesn't even lactate. At this point, panicked, OP called her husband at work, who eventually got a hold of the mother-in-law. And her reaction? Not guilt, not regret. She was angry, like furious that OP even decided to check the camera, and she called it an invasion of her privacy. And what's her excuse? Well, the baby was crying so hard, and back when she breastfed her own 4 children, nursing always soothed them to sleep. So she thought, hey, maybe this might work on my grandson too. Ugh. So OP told the mother-in-law she would not be watching the baby anymore, and they'll afford a daycare or a nanny or something, but she'll make some other arrangements. And that's when the mother-in-law lost it. She called OP a little bit. And that she was overreacting, taking her grandchild away, and being completely unfair. OP's husband, on the other hand, understands why she's upset, but he thinks that they should give the mother-in-law another chance. What do? Do you think OP's being an asshole? In my opinion, mother-in-law really woke up and chose unhinged childcare methods, like she was starting some sort of DIY lactation lab with 0 credentials. Like, where's the logic? The mother-in-law didn't even ask. She didn't even call OP first. Didn't think, this is wildly inappropriate and absolutely unnecessary. Nope. She went straight to, let me raw dog breastfeed this child. And then she got mad when she got caught. Like, sorry, Emil, but you're banned from baby duty. OP, do not back down. Husband saying the mother-in-law deserves another chance? Nah, homie, she used up all her chances the moment she whipped out that dry boobie and tried to feed someone else's child. OP, you are not the asshole. Your mother-in-law is one unhinged decision away from making her own homemade baby formula. Alright, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how wrong was this? Drop your number in the comments below. And if any of you are parents, have you ever had a boundary crossed like this? And how did you handle it? Let me know in the comments below. Ever had a cake flip your world upside down? Picture this. Your kid's birthday cake turns into a battleground over flavors. Storytime. OP has a daughter named Olivia from his former relationship. Currently, OP is married and his partner has a daughter as well, named Brittany. Now, Brittany is the opposite of Olivia. For example, Brittany is a social kid, while Olivia is introverted. The list is long, but let's just say they're complete opposites. On Olivia's 13th birthday, which was about 2 days ago, she loves chocolate, and OP decided that this is the flavor OP was gonna buy when he went to the bakery. However, OP's wife objected since Brittany absolutely hates chocolate. She suggested they go with vanilla. OP said no way, because 1, Olivia hates vanilla, and 2, it's her birthday, so she should have her cake and eat it too. Now, OP's partner got mad at this and took it as if OP had no regard for Brittany and insisting they choose another neutral flavor instead. OP shut that down and said there's no more discussing to be had because OP had already decided on what Olivia wanted. On the day of the birthday, OP was supposed to pick up the cake but was surprised to see his wife coming home after picking it up from the bakery. OP looked at it and discovered it wasn't a chocolate cake but a vanilla cake with small pieces of chocolate on top. Now OP got pissed, thinking they got OP's order wrong, and he was about to contact them, but OP's wife said that there was no mistake and that she called the bakery the day before and made slight changes to the cake to please both girls. At this point, OP lost it. Why the hell would you do that? OP's wife got defensive, saying that birthdays are no excuse to show favoritism and that her daughter is watching and observing how OP is treating both girls. OP told her off. Since OP was the one paying, then he called the bakery and explained what was happening. And at this point, OP returned the cake and had it replaced with chocolate cake. So Opie's wife decided not to take part of the celebration. And later they got into a huge argument where she started calling Opie controlling and selfish for returning the cake instead of using this as an opportunity to teach Olivia to compromise so everyone's happy. So Opie said, while I might be teaching my child to be selfish on her own birthday, his partner was teaching her daughter to be more entitled. And this led to a bigger argument. And now they're no longer talking. So Opie's asking, is he the asshole for changing this? Yeah, birthdays are not a democracy day, guys. Like, Olivia was the birthday girl. She's not the UN Secretary General. Yo, she wanted chocolate, so she got chocolate. That should be the end of discussion. And for compromise, man, that's for group projects, not birthday cakes. Olivia gets her flavor on her day just like Brittany would get hers. And as for Opie's wife, she did not compromise. Man, she straight up sabotaged that cake and then gaslit him about it. If anything, he didn't overreact. He just corrected an injustice. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. What do you think? And hey folks, if you guys are really enjoying today's stories, please give me a like and subscribe so I can just make sure to keep popping out this comment. It really does help me out just to know that people are enjoying this. All right, so imagine treating your wife like an employee and then handing her a bonus check that almost gets you fired. Yep, it's family HR gone wild. All right, story time, guys. When Opie's son was born 7 months ago, Opie's wife took 4 months of maternity leave from her job as a corporate accounting manager. Despite being a very stressful job, she excelled at every aspect and was on the fast track to promotion. It was a big point of pride and identity for her. At the end of maternity leave, she went back to work for about a month. Opie and his wife did whatever privileged stuff was possible for them. That means they had a live-in nanny, they were ordering takeout, they had washing and folding services, basically anything they could do to reduce the household stress or work. But Opie's wife was miserable being back. She felt like someone else was raising her son. She was missing life's critical moments, and she was constantly worrying about him, etc. And to Opie's shock, she decided to become a stay-at-home mom and exit her career, at least for the next several years, which surprised Opie, but he 100% supported her decision. Now, while Opie's wife does seem much happier, Opie can tell that she misses the status and validation of working a prestigious job. She has even started applying her managerial skill set to the family by assigning weekly tasks. There's a shared calendar, setting monthly, quarterly, and annual targets for the family. Then the other night, she mentioned that her old work friends had been texting her about their annual ratings, the size of their bonuses, and so as a joke, Opie decided to write her an annual performance review, and he gave her a $50K check as an annual performance bonus. Opie even withheld taxes and got a printed check to make it feel real. Tonight, Opie said he just wanted to discuss something and presented that review. Now, for those that haven't worked in big corp, this means it's generally on a scale of 1 to 5. So 1 means you get fired, 5 means you pretty much cured cancer. Now, at first, Opie's wife found it amusing, but then things slowly turned sour. She asked why Opie only gave her an exceeds expectation, which is a 4. And when Opie explained that 5s are reserved for, less than 10% of the team, she became quickly defensive and asked if anybody had received a 5. Obviously, Opie hadn't written the performance reviews for everybody, so he jokingly said the dog was the only team member that got a 5. At this point, his wife got really quiet and then asked, what did Opie's son get? And Opie, being naive at this point, he said that he only received a meets expectation, which is like a 3, because he's a new hire and he's still onboarding and he hasn't accomplished much yet. At this point, he starts yelling about how Opie values the dog more than her and their son, and how delivering Opie's healthy son didn't earn her a 5, and that giving up her career for the family is not appreciated. How could Opie callously just distill everything to a 5-point scale and then not even have the foresight to give everybody a 5? She promptly then ripped up the check, and she said she needs time to think about whether she's submitting her resignation. At this point, Opie asked her to calm down and explain that he was just trying to feel her make better about transitioning to be a stay-at-home mom. Now, Opie's wife is now currently taking a sick day and has taken the son and the dog to the sisters. Whew! Who knew a home performance could really blow up this bad, you guys? What would you rate your own family? And is Opie the asshole? Listen, Opie, man, you drafted a corporate death sentence and handed it to your wife like it was a joke. Like, really? You said thanks for birthing our child, quitting your career, running our household, and keeping our son alive, but you're not quite as exceptional as our dog, so he takes the crown this year. This is corporate gaslighting in its purest form, man. Like, you didn't reward her, you insulted her, and now she's out here filing for emotional unemployment. And you're sitting in an empty house with nothing but your bad decisions. Yeah, you're the asshole in this one, bud. And if you don't fix this ASAP, your next performance review might just be conducted by a divorce attorney. But let me know of your comments, guys. All right, folks, that's a wrap on these crazy entitlement stories. But if you want your next fix, this next story is about a Karen that goes off the rails with a knife, trying to cut Opie's girlfriend's clothes off for being too scandalous, only to get a gun pointed to her head. You guys should check it out in the description below. And if you dug the insanity, smash that like button, subscribe for more wild content, and hit the comments with your favorite moment or your own crazy story. I would love to hear about it. Huge props to the original Reddit users for sharing their drama. I really appreciate it. And if you thought this was wild, wait till you see what I have coming up next for you. As I always say, guys, a Reddit story is a Reddit story, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.